The guy, the red guy who's like, he's like no skin, like muscle.
That's Lord Zed, dude.
Dude, yeah, Jake is Lord Zed.
I'm Zed? Okay, I'll take that. I thought you were going to say I was Rita Repulsa.
I'm not going to make you read Repulsa. I wouldn't.
You
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't dom you like that in the middle of our podcast. That's
Lord Zed is just like all muscle and like metal.
yeah.
Dude,
And Tyler is Zordon.
Yeah. Rangers,
I need you to play Alpha and be it in 100% Rangers.
That's pretty good. Hello and welcome to Grass Touchers, the show where the three of us pals talk about video games and how little time we have for them, but what we've been enjoying anyway. I am Jake.
I'm Jared.
And I'm Greg.
We've got a lot in store. We're going to try to get through it so that we have time to, play video games. Jared, what is going on for you, my man?
Well, it looks like I'll be moving out of my very too expensive apartment soon into a much better living situation. I'll be saving a lot of money at the end of the month, which is great.
We love this. What are we doing? Can we ask? What's up?
Just some family members who happen to not be broke have a place that we can stay, and that they're nice enough to let us pay them a lot less money to live in. So we got that going on. So like maybe
cool.
Very good, very good.
With your living situation.
Yes, we are going to be living with my grandparents, with my aunt, my uncle, my aunt, my uncle, my aunt, my uncle, their children, and my aunt and my uncle. So it's going to be very, very good. But
this
I'm excited.
Multi-generational.
Yeah,
idea. That's very hit. That's very cool.
I've gotten Casey with that. I've gotten Casey with it so hard, dude.
Have you really?
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh,
that's beautiful. That's relationship goals. So maybe someday I'll have a PC. So that would be cool. Yes. I can finally make use of the gift card that you guys got me for Newegg when I got married, which was almost a year ago. So,
oh my gosh, it was. Yeah.
And I've been kind of holding on to that. Yeah. Wait, on what? On the marriage?
For a rainy day.
Well, yeah, being married almost a year. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's great. It really is. It's been a great year, and I'm pretty happy about how things are going. On that note, not having a lot of money has sort of I could be in the bummer zone or I could be in the crafty zone. I've decided to be in the crafty zone. So
that's my guy, Mr. Thrifty, Mr. Crafty.
Yeah, the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection came out for Xbox like yesterday, and it's like on sale, and I like want to get it. But you know what? I've kind of decided. After I've been watching some streams of people playing like older games, I've decided to go back, actually use one of the 9 handhelds I own, and play.
Only 9?
I know, that's freaking pathetic numbers, dude. I'm embarrassed. Jake, cut that out of the podcast, please, before I get jumped by a group of
doxxed.
Yeah,
by the Neo Geo Club.
Oh gosh, not those guys.
For you, dude.
The National Geographic Club.
It's a very different club than we're probably
it's
talking
different.
About.
It's different, but not by much. So I picked up and started playing a certain original PlayStation title called Wild Arms. Maybe you guys have played it. It's an old RPG, turn-based.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Very, very dated, obviously. It's an older game. But the reason why I got hooked into it is I've been listening to a lot of video game music, and I was hearing a bunch of great songs from that game. And from that game series, there's a few more that came afterwards. And I've really been enjoying it. It's great.
That's dope.
Which brings me to one more thing I'm going to drop the link in here for you guys not aware. There's a website, a platform called Retro Achievements. And Retro Achievements is great. For those of you out there who enjoy achievements, I enjoy achievements. I've got a pretty high gamer score on Xbox, and it's one of those things that's like fun to compete with my brother, even though he's way ahead of me. Because he plays weird, obscure games.
I miss having like a gamer score. I was on the Xbox platform for a long time, and it was like a whole cool thing.
Right. It's fun. And this Retro Achievements thing is very functional, and it's got like a bunch of games. You can check all the achievements, all the games that have achievements, and so I've been unlocking.
Doesn't it like interface with your Steam Deck? Can't you like set it to where you're playing you're emulating games, and you get achievements on your Steam Deck?
Exactly. So cool. Anything with retro art, you can set up retro achievements on, and and with some other emulators, there's PS2. It's great. It's something that I really enjoy. So I've been playing this Wild Arms game. Last night, I get stuck on this part. There's a mini game where you have to catch these moles that pop out of the ground. I was trying for like an hour and 15 minutes to do this perfectly, and I could not do it, and I have to try again tonight. But I am actually
because it's an achievement?
It's an achievement. I want to get it, dude.
Yeah.
I want to get it.
That's so cool.
And so, for those of you out there, you guys that want to play old games, it's weird because all of a sudden I am excited to play all these games that I never played. I never played Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I never played all these obscure Japanese RPGs that people are like, this is great. And which, by the way, create some pretty incredible moods. The music in some of these games is like, whoa. I never played Final Fantasy VII. There's a song that popped up in Final Fantasy VII that was like, oh my gosh. I feel...
Ladies and gentlemen, the face that Greg just made
he was
like... I can't believe,
indignant.
But finally, here we go. Jared's on board with FF7.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if that's the next one I'll play, but I do want to play it.
Right.
If you're going to, I got some tips.
I'll hear them. I'll probably need them. Yeah. Truthfully, I'll be like, hey, where am I? Tell me how to do this. But I'm enjoying it. It's cool. I'm enjoying the retro achievements, interplay, and it's pretty good. That's pretty much what I've got going on.
Dude, this is dope. I'm really glad you shared this. This is classic, like, niche nerd tech bro stuff.
And where
someone was like, what do you mean Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 3 Night of the Queen Can for Game Boy Advance doesn't have achievements?
Right.
I should make something that can do that.
Right.
So they did.
Right. Here. I'll send you my... Let's go to my user page real quick. Let's see what achievements I got.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah.
I thought Jake was joking. That's an actual name of a game.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I pulled that right off the site.
Look at these games. Some of these games are games that my wife has been playing on our other handheld.
Okay. Yeah.
Toy Story 2, Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue.
Do you have to go in now? Do you have to go in and manually select like I did this, or can you actually like interface it with your?
You get, as long as you get the correct ROM, and then every ROM has like a hash file thing, and it like corresponds with the back end of the retro achievements servers, and then you just play the game. I do hardcore mode, which is like no save states, like true experience. Like you can save the game where you could save the game in the game, but no like fast forwarding, no speed hacks, no stuff like that like goes outside.
Because a lot of emulators offer those features in order to expedite the process of playing retro games.
Right. So that's what I enjoy is doing the hardcore mode and doing the playing the games as they kind of were intended to be played.
Sure.
And I got a handful of achievements here.
Dude, Ripto's Rage, that game is so good.
Yeah, she beat that one. Well, it doesn't say that she beat it. I don't think she actually beat the final boss. It was too hard, but she got all the way to the final boss.
But that is one of those that you can get. Like I see, she's got 40%. You can beat that game and have like 45% done.
Right. Right. So it's really cool. I would encourage you guys to check that out. If you guys get into like playing retro games, I know you both have Steam Decks. I really like it, man. It's really fun.
That is
Dude, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Fighting Edition for the Super NES. Apparently,
Dude,
I have 13%
Ivan
of the
Ooze?
achievements.
You kidding me?
Dude, you are Ivan Ooze. I'm Goldar, and Jake is who's the Beetle guy? The guy with the big.
Don't say it, dude.
The Beetle guy.
The red guy who's like he's like no skin, like muscle.
That's Lord Zed, dude.
You dude, yeah. Jake is Lord Zed.
I'm Zed. Okay, I'll take that. I thought you were gonna say I was Rita Repulsa.
I'm not gonna make you read Repulsa. I
You got
wouldn't.
them
I wouldn't. Yeah, dude. I wouldn't dom you like that in the middle of our podcast. That's
Lord Zed is just like all muscle and like metal.
yeah.
Dude,
And Tyler is Zordon.
yeah. Rangers,
I need you to play Alpha and beat it in 100% Rangers.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, very good. So that's all I got going on, but it's fun stuff. I'm enjoying
Nice,
it.
dude.
Douglas?
Well, that's a tough act to follow.
I'll see.
Just been spending time with my wife and my son. I've said this at every episode now, I think, but he's at such a fun age. He's literally perfect, and, he grows like a weed, and he crawled for the first time yesterday, like actually crawled.
That's a big deal.
He's been scooting for a while, and he actually crawled. That was only like, and then he stopped because he got freaked out because he crawled. And
yeah. It's like, well, I didn't know I could do that. You guys help.
yeah. And so he's crawling, and he's sitting up, and he's being a big boy, and he's super sick from allergies like my wife and I are. That's in the part of Texas we live. We have mountain cedar blowing through town right now, and so
yes,
everyone in this
cedar
area,
kills me too.
It's horrible,
I feel you.
Horrible. So everyone in this area is getting sick. Flu is wrecking Fort Worth right now, as it is everywhere, I think, from what I read on the internets. And honestly, I haven't had a lot of time for video games between like Monday and Tuesday. I got really sick from cedar and stuff, and then work and everything, but just enjoying being a dad. It's just a blast and a half. And
my man
played some Siege with Jake on Saturday night.
You just did.
Which was... ladies and gentlemen, I hate to break it to you, Siege might be fun again, and we're going to get into that in a little bit, but
yes,
Jake and I had fun. Like,
I don't know what to do with
playing
myself.
Siege.
It was like legitimately fun.
I'm kind of honest, I feel ashamed. Like, I don't
I know,
I don't know whether to feel excited or ashamed or all the above, but it was fun. I got MVP on Coastline. Now we're playing casual, right? Or what is now casual, right?
Yeah, standard. Yeah,
standard. But there were some like really good people in every match we played. There were some like tryhard, edgelord, neckbeard, the type.
Yeah, there was people that were making shots. They were shooting pretty like lights out. Like, I hope I don't have to take a gunfight with them because I will lose type thing.
Yes, and so yeah, that was really fun and. Yeah, just enjoying being a dad. What about you, Jake?
I have also been enjoying being a father and a husband. Been doing all kinds of stuff. Work has kind of kicked my butt here lately, but Siege with Deg has been a highlight somehow against all odds. Siege with Deg, Jake and Deg. We had some real power moves that we were making, working as a 2-man team on the objective, and it was just really fun. But that was really just sort of a spur of the moment thing. I've played a little bit of Battlefield 2042 because I fell back in love with that after me and Deg played it that one night. And then because I was busy, when I just kind of found a little couch time, not enough time to like. Those of you that are older and wiser may understand the difference between like sitting down at your computer to like really lock in to video games. That's like a commitment. Right? You text the boys, where are we dropping? What's up? What are we playing? Hey, what are you doing? Are you busy? Are you free? What's up? You got to kind of commit to like, maybe like 2 hours, to really kind of enjoy it. Whereas the role of the Steam Deck in my life anyway is, hey, I've got 10 minutes. I'm going to sit on the couch and play fill in the blank. And so for me, I saw that Soul Calibur 6 was on sale on the Steam store, the deluxe edition. For some reason, they did that thing where the regular edition of the game was still like $50, but the deluxe edition was like $14. And I was like, well, let me just get that. I don't care what's in the deluxe edition. You know, it's a couple characters, some skins, whatever. But I got that game. I used to have that on Xbox at one time. When it first came out, I got it. And so now that I have that on the Steam Deck, it runs at a buttery 60 FPS. And I played my favorite character, Raphael. And I played through just like the arcade mode where it's like, 8 battles. And if you die, you start over kind of thing. And first try, you guys, I knocked it out of the park. On normal difficulty, just 1 through 8. I didn't lose. I still remembered all my combos, all my moves and stuff. And I was like, dang, I'm good at this game. This is fun. So then I worked through some of my other favorites like Mitsurugi and what's his name? The big old Siegfried, giant sword man. And Maxi, the nunchucks guy, who's pretty wicked up close. That guy's fun. So definitely not like, I'm not a fighting game like guy. I don't have a fight stick. I'm not Jared. Okay, I'm not as deep in the paint, not as knowledgeable about the fighting game sceneroni. But Soul Calibur 6 is my one. We're like, yes, that's the one. I can sit and jam on it for a minute. I will say the story mode is like pretty whack. It's so much text and like hyper dramatic voice acting and Soul Edge this and Soul Edge that and I can't really key into the story mode, but maybe I'll get into it at some point. So yeah, Siege, I want to talk about it for a second. Favorite, I want all of us to try real fast round the table, as it were, a favorite memory, whether it was a specific match or just a night or like a specific play that you made where you were like, Siege is it right now. Like what's a Siege memory that's burned into your brain when it was good, when it was really good in the past? Hit me, whoever's ready.
I think for me, Siege is at its best when I feel most useful according to like the class that I'm playing, the character that I'm playing. Like I feel like so often the game blends together because the gunplay dominates like corners and map knowledge, and that's fine. Maybe that's just a me problem, but like I'll play matches and I won't even get to use my tech, and I won't even get to do that. I'll just get lasered, and it's like, okay, I can go to another game and get shot in the face. That's not really why I want to play this game.
Yeah.
So like,
and with one shot headshot, it's super
exactly. It's very unforgiving if you are playing a map that the other team knows extremely well, and you're doing something that they're like, oh, they're going with this strategy. It's like, well, you know what I mean? I don't know. Sometimes that wears on me a little bit. Is like, I feel like I'm the last to know. Everybody's already in on like the strats and like what you should do, and I'm just like,
I missed the memo.
Right. But I think the most fun that I have is when I play as Monty. People don't like Monty because they're like, oh, you have to use a shield guy. And it's like, kind of, yeah, I do enjoy.
Yeah, he's in the game.
He's in the game, and he's easy to kill if you're not careful. It's like if I'm playing him poorly, then killing me shouldn't be a problem, and you shouldn't complain. But if I manage to play him well, I don't want to hear you whining. You should have killed me. I can't do anything except for block your shots. So I actually enjoy that from like as someone who played a lot of sports, a lot of team sports. How important like spacing is to gameplay and like objectives. Like it's fun. That's when the game is most fun for me, when I'm like really manipulating the other team's attention and I'm like occupying a space that's giving my team more angles, kind of almost in a way. It's almost like a fulfilling prophecy thing. As somebody who hates getting zapped by the obvious angles, I like to play as Monty because it creates angles for the rest of the team to like not get lasered from the
that's a good
predictable
point.
places. So, also Mozzie Pizza skin I think is probably like my favorite thing. The Rick and Morty skin.
You took mine.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Dig.
No. Yeah, that's probably it for me.
Nice. Yeah, no, I agreed on all points, especially the team sports thing, right? I really hesitate to use the phrase esports. Like it really is sort of grating. Like I don't like saying it. I don't like when people say it at me.
Right.
I don't like hearing about esports.
Right.
But like as long as that's the world in which we live, and it is, Siege is like all about teamwork and having a good support role. Greg, what would you say? Whether it's a specific moment or like a general concept? What's your like favorite thing in Siege?
Obviously, Chalet. I just love.
So good.
I love the Chalet map. I like Clubhouse. What's another map I love, Jake?
You have enjoyed Oregon from time to time.
Okay, Oregon.
Yeah, and honestly, Coastline, you played it pretty well.
Coastline.
Coastline's a good one.
To me, more than the maps, though, I can think of when I first started playing Siege, which I looked on my my Steam library. I have 370 hours played, which is not a ton, but I've been playing for 5 years now, but since 2020.
Right.
No, that's not true. Since 2021, I started in New Year's 2020.
Was it 21? I thought it would have been 20 because I specifically remembered during COVID or something.
It was December of 2020. I built my computer, and so 2020, 2021, that December to January is when I started playing. But then there's been
Gotcha.
a 2-year span now where I've barely played. Right. So thinking back though, Jared was talking about feeling like you can contribute to the team in some way that's not in gunfights. To me, there was a long period of time where I played Valkyrie, and I would put the cam in places that were not the meta. Not like, oh, every time I'm gonna shoot this hole, I'm gonna put a cam there. I would think instinctively to myself, like, okay, if I were actually Valkyrie, as nerdy as that sounds, where would I put a camera? And so many times it paid off. So many times we would play and I'd go choo 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 and throw my cameras out and we'd win.
Dude, you'd be so hot if you were Valkyrie.
Dude, yeah, for real.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But I
got a deagle for you right here.
We would get to the end of a match and I'd have 3 kills. But I'd be second on the leaderboard because I had so many points because of my cam placements and
cam assists
and my cam assists and all that stuff. And I felt super useful, especially in the early phases of me playing this game where I could not keep up in the gunfight. Right, I just couldn't do it. Right. And so I remember Jake telling me dude, just pick a class where you can be useful and feel useful. And just do that the best you can and get better at the guns over time. And if you never get really good at the guns, just keep doing that thing. And that happened. And then I think something happened after about a year of us playing. We played a lot for the first year of me playing.
Oh, my gosh. A lot.
A lot. Of the 370 hours, I think 360 of them were from the first year.
Yeah. And we've talked about this before, but for context for the listener, I was in college. I had left teaching, and I moved home with my folks, and I had all the time in the world, especially in the evenings. And so I would knock out my schoolwork, and I would hit up Greg, and we were on the game, just hours a week.
Well, and I was we were, again, all in the middle of COVID, where I wasn't doing a lot at work because of COVID. Right. And so I'd come home and, let's play Siege for 6 hours. Dude. That was not abnormal. But there came a point where Valkyrie became way less viable. And I don't think it was anything that was done to Valkyrie, but I think maybe some sort of gunfight meta became more of a thing. And so I didn't feel as useful as Valkyrie. But like Jared said, feeling useful, fulfilling a role, being part of a team, those are the things that I think make Siege really fun.
Yes.
And we played on Saturday, and I played Ace, and just doing hard breaching, just sitting outside, throwing my breaches, helping out, and if I get kills, I get kills, but feeling useful. Because there's no version of me that exists as a father and a husband with a real job where I will ever get good enough with the guns to feel useful at that. That will never happen.
Right. Nor should you.
I don't think it makes any sense. Nor should I, right?
Yeah.
It takes a true investment. It takes a true investment of time to do that. And it's you really have to go, all right, no. Can do it.
it didn't used to feel this way, but the way it feels right now, from how Greg and I have been playing here lately, is like it's back to that point where there's so many ops to choose from that there's no such thing as horrible team comp or perfect team comp. There's always more than one way to skin the cat. Attack and defense feel pretty balanced in the several hours that we've played. And what I would say is a favorite of mine. I can think of I even have clips from back in the day when we would play. Listener, you can go to Instagram at 3grasstouchers and find one of them at least, where Dag was playing Capcan and got some kills that were game saving. Synergy is my favorite part about Siege. Not only as a team did we play to our strengths and use our tech and like do the thing that we're supposed to do and do our job, as it were, but like it's really, really good synergy between two operators specifically. Because for so much of I hesitate to say career, my Siege career, my tenure with Siege as a game, I've never had more than one or two friends to play with generally. There has been very few times where I played with a full 5-stack of people, like in Discord, like I knew everybody that I was playing with. And then it would be like me. It would be me and the two of you guys. What were you going to say, Jared?
I was going to say those situations, unfortunately for guys like us, it always means that one or two of those people in the 5-stack are like, wait, where's the space bar? Like there's somebody who like doesn't even know how to play.
What game are we playing?
Yeah, like literally, it's like almost pointless to have a 5-stack because two of them are like they just got the game.
Oh, we're on attack. Oops, you know.
Right. That was me.
So
me.
Because there's only one or two people that I'm actively teamed up with and like in Discord with, I'm always looking for tight synergy between one or two other operators. And I'll say, as far as a specific moment, when we played Chalet a few nights ago, Dag, and you played Ace and I played Zero, to me, Zero situationally is just as good as Thatcher. Because if you place his cams in the right place, you can do a couple of things. Number one, you can distract the enemy and force their crosshairs to be on that camera and shoot at the camera, and then someone can peek them at that moment. That's hard to figure out, but you can, right? If I shoot two cams relatively rapidly through a window, the other team is going to go, oh, shoot, he just put cameras in here. Let me go, oh, I'm dead, because now his buddy shot me. Yep. Or even Zero did, you know. But because they get that little laser beam shot that the cameras can do, you can potentially delete utility to open up the hard breach, right? So if they, on Chalet, on the main basement, double hard breach garage door, getting into Snowmobile Garage, Dag had Ace, and I think they had Cade. Cade and or Bandit, depending on which round of that match we were playing. And
I think it was,
what they did not,
Cade.
Yeah. What they did not do at first was like peek. There's that little drone hole, and if they just lay prone, they could maybe like shoot your feet like through there, that kind of stuff. Playing that drone hole becomes really important. Either you put Twitch's drone in there and shoot a laser beam at the util, or you throw a frag grenade in there. Maybe there's a Bandit car battery nearby, and you can blow up the car battery with a frag grenade that you carefully throw through the drone hole. In my case, I laid down, and they weren't laying down on the other side to where they could shoot me. I laid down, and I shot a Zero cam in through the drone hole, like by the little trash can, and then I laser beamed the Cade Electro Claw, and now we've got to open hard breach. And Greg goes, thunk, thunk, and we're blowing the door. Just like that. Piece of cake. And now we've got two of us on the door, and they weren't ready. And our other team, the other reason this worked is because the other three members of our team were doing the opposite basement breach, where they had gone in through there. They were kind of creating some chaos elsewhere. So we got in there pretty uncontested and won that whole round, whole match. So like really tight and specific synergies between two operators absolutely like crank my engine, dude. It's so good. Whoa. It's so good to feel like you can do a two-man kind of thing. It's also an important like part of your resilience in playing Siege. Will kind of make you or break you when your teammates are being absolute dog water or useless or they're griefing or whatever. At least you got your buddy, right? Yeah. Just the two of you guys can try to go do something, or the three of us can try to go do something, and we can try to coordinate some kind of strat, and that makes for a shot to win, even when you're outgunned, so to speak, because you try to play the game and do your job. So that's some of my favorites right there, man. Ugh.
I think I wish that this game, because I do like Siege for what it is as a concept. We had a game, Jake and I played it for a little while, and it's since been abandoned by the devs and has received furious, hate-filled reviews.
Oh yeah,
Due Process. But it was a fun. It was a cool game because every time you played, the map was procedurally generated, and you'd have like 30 seconds with your team, and you could draw on the map and go, okay, let's go in here, let's do this, let's do that. You'd like have a little bit of pre-planning time, and it had some other functions that were interesting.
To pick a loadout, a gadget, and
Even if Siege used the power of Microsoft AI to procedurally generate a map, you know what I mean? So that that's different every time. I think it's pretty doable. I mean, I know spatially they're working with a lot more. It's not as modular as Due Process,
depending on the level of detail and fidelity that they want to have in the map. There's no reason for Ubisoft, of all people, to not use the power of modern technology, even though their engine is a little on the old side, to at least have a mode. Hey, here's a beta test of some kooky mode that we're trying, where it looks like Jared, I know Greg doesn't know, but Jared, do you remember old school Hereford base? It was literally like a shoot house.
That's what I was going to say, something like that.
If it looks like a training compound, you could develop some assets that are all sort of interchangeable Lego pieces.
Right.
And then you could have a bunch of rules in place for if door is here, then wall must be here, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
You could absolutely proc-gen a map and have that be a mode, and then that becomes, a new...
That would make me...
Rainbow Six Siege 2? Anybody?
Right.
Come on, please.
That would make me enjoy the game, I think, because I think half the time when I'm dying, when I just get killed from a window, or I walk into a room and there's just a corner I didn't check, it's fatiguing. I'm like...
Yes, dude.
Come on.
I don't know the map.
It makes me not want to play. Whereas if it was a situation where everybody was going into this on even ground, I get killed from a corner I didn't check. Oh, I should have checked that corner. I know it sounds weird because it's the same application, but it would make me enjoy it.
You know what occurred to me too? So we got get a load of this, right? We played standard the other night. We got Presidential Plane as
what?
A map. That's in the standard rotation.
That's in the what used to be unranked. It's in the actual rotation now.
Oh wow!
And what I forgot is that map has been reworked. It does not look the same as it used to when the game first came out. They've actually reworked certain maps, and I forgot now how many maps have been reworked. Almost all of them, I think.
The only map that is dookie in that game, sorry, Jake, to cut you off, but
no, you're fine.
Talking about things we did not like about our experiences. What's the map, Cave or whatever that we played? Lair. Anyways, if that had not happened, my experience would have been 10 out of 10 playing that game.
Yeah, seriously.
Sorry, you were saying.
I think the basically all I was saying is that I forgot how many maps have been reworked by now, over the 9-year lifespan of the game, and there's been a lot of improvements to peak angles, spawn deaths, that kind of thing. They have paid close attention to how maps and spawns are laid out, and I don't remember. I remember our teammates when we were on defense. There was a couple of teammates that would go roam and window peek and stuff, but I do not remember Greg getting shot at from a window. I didn't get headshotted from across the map through a window I forgot exists or anything. Not saying it can't be done. It absolutely can. You should always check every window all the time forever. But
it didn't happen.
I don't know.
In our play session.
Either that has fallen out of favor, or people have other stuff they would rather spend their time at the beginning of the map doing. Because the defense, there's so many cool gadgets on defense now. It takes some time and thought to set those up, and you'd be better served making sure your gadget and util is on point than holding some window and waiting for something.
What I noticed playing that the plane. What's the map called?
It's just called Presidential Plane. It's literally Air Force One, but they can't call it Air Force One.
Do you remember at the end I was like, I'm gonna be Glass, and I'm just gonna go up on the thing. I'm gonna snipe.
Yeah, because we had played that map so almost never that I told you, hey, at the very genesis of this game, this was one of everybody's favorite maps. It was Siege's Nuketown, and Glass shone bright like a diamond against the backdrop of every other operator because his gun and only his gun can shoot through the windows of Air Force One.
Yeah, and I played Glass, and the very first time I got 2 headshots, and I was happy, and
Yeah,
it was a blast. Cool. It was super cool, and they were all running through the plane like they didn't know there was a sniper, and I was like, "There's a sniper,"
and it's me.
It's me. It was fun, man. I mean, it was honestly it was fun, and we're gonna play it tonight and hate it and uninstall, and it's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be great.
But
it's like old times.
Between this and Tarkov, we're gonna go back and forth with like, is it back?
Dude,
wow, it's back. And then next week we're gonna be like, I destroyed my computer. I threw it out of my window. I'm recording this on my phone.
I think about like when I'm shooting guns here in real life and playing with guns and going to gun stores. It does make me want to go back to Tarkov because I'm like, this urge, the masculine urge to leave your family and not pay child support. No, the urge to
build an assault rifle and move into the woods.
Right. The urge to like load bullets into a magazine and go out and shoot them, and there's some kind of weird charm about feeling like you're expending something. When you like use ammo that you bought and then when you fire it, it's gone and you can never get it back. There's some kind of weird loop for me in my mind where I like love that. So either
that's why I'm building an AR.
They need to make an Obama operator on Siege, or they need to, or I'm going to go back to Tarkov soon. I guess I don't know. One of those two things has to happen.
Yes, dude. Obama's ability in Rainbow Six Siege would clearly beat a Call of Duty.
The drone strike, yeah. Drone.
And then they can unleash a $20 DLC thing in the store that you have to pay for, so that if you are, you know how if you're MVP and your operator has like a special finishing flourish animation, it could be him just standing at a podium. Gotta get them ribs.
Hit it.
And that's his finishing animation. Oh my gosh. Well, in related shooter news, I'll just say real quickly to kind of breeze through it. There's a new Battlefield confirmed to be in development. It appears it should be releasing maybe 2026. There's very, very little information out, but I just want to say Battlefield is dope. I remember playing Battlefield 2 in a game like a PC cafe called Game Frog Cafe. This was in Cary, North Carolina when I was in high school. We were running errands as a family on a Saturday, and I walked into Game Frog with $20 in my pocket, and I said, I'd like 1 hour of video games, please. And they were like, all right, you're station number 12 or whatever. So I go to station number 12, and I put on my headset, and there's this beautiful gaming computer that's loaded to the brim with games, and I click Battlefield 2, and I sit there, and I'm on the Gulf of Oman, and I'm coming in on a Black Hawk, and I'm capturing B, and I'm shooting people with a SR-25, and I'm just like transported into the global war on terror. Yeah. And it was the sweetest. Awesome. It was so good. And I'm very excited to see that potentially this Battlefield is like kind of GWAT era, realistic current stuff. Looks like there's lots of destruction. There's about a 10-second trailer you can find online, ladies and gentlemen. Just look up new Battlefield gameplay.
It's Battlefield
pre-alpha.
Israel-Palestine is what the rumors are saying that's going to be what it is. So,
yeah, let's do that. No problem. Yeah.
One side has like slingshots and rocks, and the other one has laser-guided Predator missiles.
Just a ridiculous, uneven match. Well, that would be exceptional. Any favorite Battlefield? I'm going to go ahead and out myself and say that Battlefield 2 is probably my favorite, and that's the classic in my mind. Although I recognize 1942, et cetera, but I think Battlefield 2 is my favorite. You guys got any favorite Battlefield stuff?
Yeah, Bad Company 2, I think. Bad Company was such a great game, and they had like really cool destruction. I think that was DICE is probably that's when DICE jumped in. And Bad Company, the first one was like well received, and it had kind of a funny campaign. You play it now; they're pretty annoying actually, but at the time it was pretty fun. But Bad Company 2
was like almost like Tropic Thunder, kind of like this like goofy squad,
ragtag goofball squad. But then Bad Company 2, basically they just kind of threw the whole campaign into the back seat, and they're like multiplayer, because it was right when multiplayer was becoming viable enough to like do large scale battles, and it really feels good. And I remember that game just feeling like kind of perfect. It was like there was nothing wrong with it. I had no complaints.
Super dope.
It was like this game's
the
just
destruction alone. Putting C4 on the first floor of a building and watching the whole thing come down. You kidding me? So sick.
Forget about it.
Dag, have you played very many different Battlefield games?
Not a lot. In 2011, I built a gaming PC. That was my very first gaming computer I ever built.
That's right. I remember playing on it that time.
Yes, it was a NZXT black and green tower. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous.
It was gamer black and green, dude. It was sick.
Yeah, with green LED. I mean, it was cool. And I played Battlefield 3, which at that time was the new one, which only the finest of computers could run in all ultra settings. And I played it for all of 30 minutes. And then, but well before that, 2142, like in 2004, 2005, when 2142 came out. Might have been earlier. Jake's looking it up.
2142 was 2006.
2006, yep. So played that game, and then obviously 2042, playing with Jake several times, has been fun. Mm-hmm. I've never been a big Battlefield person. It's not exactly my speed. When I do play it, I have a blast, but I don't seek it out, you know?
Right.
Hoping this new one can change my opinion, because it's every time I play it's fun. There's something about the game.
They've done it to themselves, to be clear. 2042 had a horrible launch, and it was so no one can be blamed for like avoiding Battlefield a little bit, because like there's no reason to recommend it in the past several years.
There's something about it that's not attractive. You guys know what I'm saying? Like there's something about the game that's intrinsically like, maybe it's the scale. I don't know if it's that. There's something about this intrinsically. I'm like, I don't know. I'd rather play Siege, or I'd rather play whatever.
Sure. It can feel like a meat grinder, I'll tell you that. If you play the 128 player maps in 2042 right now, it's just like it can devolve into just nonsense so fast, and the vehicles make it really hard to. Your team needs to have a solid vehicle game, and if you guys don't have like some real ace pilots or something, you're probably going to get crapped on pretty bad.
Maybe it's a vehicle meta that bothers me.
Yeah,
that
I just want to see the next one thrive and launch well and not be horrible. So
it's pretty easy to feel insignificant in those games, especially when.
That's what I was going to say.
You're just chasing your tail. The whole team, both teams are just chasing their tails.
Well
we cap C. Oh, they cap D. Okay, let's go cap D. Okay, they cap C again. It's like, come on. It's just you
have to be willing to embrace the futility of like what you're doing,
and give me a reason to want to win, not just go out there and grind and try and upgrade my weapon, because that's what everybody out there is doing. That's the main incentive to go out there and play. And so it's not conducive to an objective, so nobody cares about the objective. It's not. Yeah.
Despite being a team-based game with an objective to capture, there's the very selfish objective of, I want the best sniper rifle in the game, so I got to grind this sniper rifle, which unlocks this submachine gun, which unlocks this LMG, and then I can get the sniper rifle after I get 17 frag grenade kills.
Right.
Right. And so selfishly, you're just going to do all that crap until you get the sniper. And then once you have it, you're going to go up to some tower and sit there the whole game and not help your team.
Right.
And, like, that sucks, Right. But I love flying helicopters and, like, just trying crazy stuff in that game. And, like, some of the guns in that game feel, like, very good to use. Sniping in that game is hard to beat. But better than that, I think the DMR kind of like mid-range combat is like freaking good. I just unlocked in 2042 the HK. It's meant to be like a HK 417 or G28 kind of thing, and that sucker 3 shots anybody on the map is dead. Dang. And at like most ranges, depending on what ammo you're using, because that's another thing. There's different ammo types, in 2042. But that gun with like a suppressor and like a 1-to-4 scope and high power ammo, you can like really pop, dead, pop, dead. It's like feels pretty good.
That's sick.
Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed our little deep dive into retro achievements and Jake's favorite fighting game, Siege and Battlefield. Big things coming on the Siege front. We're about to go play it. So if you're hearing this, I'm going to need you to go check the YouTube channel, because there just might be some hot Siege content waiting for you to peruse. And until next time, be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow the pod, but get out there and touch some garage.